Arctic Star Exploration, operated by a team of proven mine finders, is focused on diamonds in Finland and the Northwest Territories of Canada. Work programs are underway in Finland and Canada. Arctic Star trades on the TSX Venture Exchange symbol ADD, on Frankfurt symbol 82A1, and the OTCQB symbol ASDZF. Please visit our website arcticstar.ca or call us at 604-689-1799.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Sean Brodrick, Senior Editor for WeissGroup.com. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks.
Sean, what's bright and sparkly for you today?
Oh, it would have to be gold. It looks like, just looking at the chart patterns, that we're seeing a bullish flag develop in gold. Now, this remains to be proven whether it is. It just looks like one right now. Within 1 to 12 weeks of this kind of pattern starting, we should see a sharp break out to the upside. And the old saying goes, flags fly at half-mast. If that's the case, this gives us a short-term target of 1352 in gold.
Why is gold going up?
Well, right now it is pulling back a bit, which that's because one major reason would be because the Chinese are on vacation. Why gold is going up? There are many reasons for that. There is shrinking global supply and always increasing demand led by China and India. We are seeing the central banks around the world purchase more gold now than they ever have before. In fact, 2018 was a record year. And we have what is called the fear trade. And what that means is that as uncertainty and other problems rise around the world, investors look for a safe harbor, and there is no safer harbor than gold. Finally, I would say, cyclically speaking, it is gold's time. It was really down for a long time. Now the cycles are turning back up. We see cycles like this in the market all the time, but they really apply to gold. It's a very cyclical metal, and so that's not too surprising either.
Are other precious metals enjoying a better time as well?
Well, certainly palladium is. That's partly because it's been a great year for cars. Silver hasn't had quite the upturn that gold has had yet. However, I was looking at a chart recently, and I'll be posting this to subscribers pretty soon, that shows what's going on in the ETFs that hold physical gold and the ETFs that hold physical silver. And in the ETFs that hold physical gold, we've seen steady accumulation. In other words, this is the fear trade at work. You know, people want to own more gold, so they've been picking that up because they are afraid. That hasn't been the case for silver until very recently. Very recently, we have started to see an upturn in the ETF holdings of physical silver as well. So, maybe that bull market in silver is just about to start, and will be riding along on gold's coattails.
Now, so many people have said, because silver is an industrial metal as well as a precious metal, that the amount used every year should start to see the price go up, yet it never does. Why is that?
Well, that's because most silver in the world comes as a byproduct of like other metals, and we've seen rip-roaring like demand for things like copper and like stuff like that. Things that produce silver as a side product. And so because of that, there's been plenty of silver in the world. There aren't a lot of primary silver mines in the world, which actually makes those look quite interesting. If you can find a company that's a primary silver miner, it can move quite well when the price of silver really starts to move.
Copper. I've noticed the prices have gone up again. Does that mean China's economy is picking up?
Well, that means that China is trying to boost its economy. What it's doing is it's rolling out one new infrastructure project after another. And that is bullish for the price of copper. We don't know if it'll actually, get the Chinese economy growing at the rate that they want it to grow. See, because I don't think anyone's predicting that the Chinese economy is actually going to shrink. The problem is that it's not growing fast enough, especially to accommodate all the people that want to move to the cities and all that stuff. And so that's kind of a major problem over there. So, they want their economy to grow faster. To do that, they put all sorts of infrastructure projects in place, and then we see demand for things like copper and cement and aluminum go higher. You know what's going higher in price is iron ore. It is soaring. I'll have a chart on that out on Twitter probably today or tomorrow. And that's actually, that is also linked to the Chinese infrastructure demand, but it's also a supply story in iron, because there is a company down in South America called Vale, and they had this big dam collapse, which has ruined one of their iron mines, as well as impacting the local population quite horribly. But I mean, aside from the human impact, it's really weighed on the exports of iron from that mine. And so as a result, there's actually a supply squeeze in iron, and that's pushing that price higher.
We'll have more with Sean Brodrick right after this.
Avon Resources Limited is a gold exploration company with significant projects in British Columbia, Saskatchewan, and the Yukon. Trading on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ABN, and the pink symbol ABN-AF. Surrounded by world-class gold deposits and mines, Avon's 23,000 hectares Forest Kerr Gold Project is located in the heart of the Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. For more information, visit us at avonresources.com.
Media recognition from Bloomberg, Reuters, recycling trade publications. Patented process for 100% recovery of critical metals, including cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, aluminum. American Manganese is focused on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. American Manganese trades on the TSX Venture, AMY, the US, AMYZF, and Frankfurt 2AM. For more information, visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Sean Brodrick. Sean, how are our buddies in the marijuana space doing?
Well, they're not having a good day today, but they've had a great few weeks. And what's weighing on it today is, one, Afria rejected a bid for a takeover. I'm one of the people that thinks Afria is a sham. So, I don't really care what that company does, but it weighs on the sentiment in the industry. So there is that. The other is that there's a crackdown by state governments on actually putting CBD in food. Now, many people know that that can be made from hemp, it can be made from marijuana, it's a food additive, and some people say that it has healing properties. I am not one of those people, but I do know there is a big market for it. So, when you have, say, the state of New York cracking down on it, for example, that puts a real damper on the mood in the industry, because they're worried what's happening there. Arizona has a bit of a crackdown as well. And so that makes people worried that we could see a state-by-state crackdown spread. I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. Then again, I have put people into stocks that are linked to this. So maybe I'm talking my book. You can take it any way you want. I would point out that the Democrats are going to hold hearings starting next week on marijuana, specifically opening up the federal banking system to companies that deal in marijuana. Right now, they're shut out of it. The Democrats are going to at least talk about opening that up to those companies. If that happens, then those companies would be able to get much better loans. It would be a step down the path to legalization, stuff like that. I don't actually expect anything momentous to happen at the hearings next week, or that actually start next week, I should say. But what this indicates is a changing attitude in the halls of power about cannabis. And so that's a very interesting development to watch. It would be nice if we saw this become a bipartisan issue. And there are people on both sides of the aisle that like cannabis, that like CBD, that like these other things, hemp, for example. So maybe that could happen. And if so, because, I mean, both sides, even though they hate each other most of the time, they do try and find some things to actually cooperate on. Maybe this could be one of those issues.
Could you see the Democratic candidate for president promote legal marijuana?
Well, which Democratic president? They have at least 20, don't they?
Yeah, at least. I was going to say.
I mean, I'm only surprised you and I aren't running at this point. I mean, everyone is running, which I actually think improves Trump's chances. If like they're all ripping each other apart, that kind of does his work for them. But we'll have to see how that goes. But certainly, I mean, right now the Democrats seem to be taking a turn to the left, going back to more of a New Deal kind of thing. They're actually talking about the Green New Deal, which, you know, that's rebuilding the nation's power infrastructure along lines that include renewables and like that kind of thing. So that's what they want to do. But could they run on this and make it a real winning issue? I think if they're smart, they could. But no one ever accused politicians of being smart.
We'll have more with Sean Brodrick right after this.
Hi, I'm Douglas Mason, President and CEO of Rainy Mountain Royalty Corp., RMO, on the TSX Venture Exchange. Rainy Mountain Royalty Corp. is a Canadian-based mineral exploration project generator. The company currently holds multiple property interests in Ontario with joint venture partners and is seeking further joint venture partners for other drill-ready properties in our portfolio. For more information, please visit our website at rmroyalty.com or call me at 604-922-2030.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Sean Brodrick. Sean, do you expect the price of oil to keep climbing?
Well, we've seen some positive things happen in that space, you know. I mean, certainly in like Saudi Arabia, we see the cutbacks continue, and we've had this thing with like Venezuela, where the U.S. is like clamping down on imports from that country, and we could even see real collapse of the whole economy there. That would take some supply, you know, off the global market. So there are things happening in that space that are supportive of oil prices, definitely. We've seen prices zig down. We've seen prices zig up. They're hard to predict, but at current prices, there are plenty of companies that can make money. And many of those companies pay nice dividends. So people should keep that in mind, that the price doesn't have to go up for many of these companies to actually make money, especially if they're improving efficiencies, which the better ones are, then that could be a good place to put some money to work.
Mm-hmm. Talking about energy and the price of gold, do low oil prices make it more efficient for gold producers to crank out their product?
Well, it makes it much better for gold explorers, but usually by the time that a mine is running, right, they have some kind of hookup to some kind of grid, unless they're up north of the Arctic Circle or something. So, you know, I mean, it is good for the explorers, and in fact, the explorers seem to be moving more closely with the price of gold than just about anything right now. They really seem linked to it. So I like the exploration space just as a group. I think it looks very nice right now, and I think that could do extraordinarily well if the price of gold goes higher, if and when gold breaks out of this bull flag consolidation that it's in right now, and I do expect that to happen within the next 12 weeks.
Sean, anything else you think we should be keeping an eye on right now?
Well, I mean, we have seen the market have a great run, which is basically due to the fact that the Fed has gone back to a free money policy, and free money parties are great until free money parties end. So everyone should keep that in mind. I think that you can make money in this market, but I would be prepared for the bear. That's what I'm doing. We're actually doing great in our portfolios. But I have my bearish picks on deck and ready to go when this thing turns down again. You don't want to stand in the way of the Fed when the Fed decides to throw free money at everything. But that won't last forever. The punch bowl will be taken away, and then there is just going to be the mother of all hangovers to deal with at that point. And so we'll see how that goes.
Sean, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you. I had a great time.
My guest has been Sean Brodrick, Senior Editor for WeissGroup.com. You're listening to HowStreet.com radio. Find us on Twitter at HowStreet, our YouTube channel, Talk Digital Network. If you have any questions for Sean or any of our other guests, you can send them to info@HowStreet.com. I'm Jim Goddard. Thanks for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.